Good morning, my beautiful people. I have a lot in store for you today, but before we get into all of that, my name is Alice Manners, and I hope you are having a fantastic Monday. Now, before I tell you everything that I have in store for you, let's take a quick stop at the news desk for this morning's headlines. Thanks, news team, and don't go too far, because we'll be right back. So guys, first up we have Celia Reed. She is someone who is very passionate about dogs, and she is calling out to our St. Lucian public to see how you can help adopt these beautiful furry friends. So let's check her out. Good morning, beautiful people. I am joined here with Celia Reed, and she has a lot to say. But before we get into all that good stuff, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good, thank you very much. I'm very good.
That's what we love to hear. The sun is shining and we are having a marvelous day, so let's keep that spirit up, right? So Celia Reed has a lot to say to our St. Lucians. So tell the people what is most on your heart right now.
What's most on my heart is all these animals that we have roaming our streets, that are starving, some of them, injured, some of them, lonely, all of them. I want to help the existing animal agencies to get rid of that situation, basically.
Yes, that's what we love to hear, because we know there's so many because like they say, animals are man's best friend. So to see that there's so many on the streets, hungry, injured, and lonely is such a sad sight. So I've been told that you have rescued some yourself. Could you tell us a little bit more about those stories?
Yes, in total, since I've been in St. Lucia, I've rescued 47 dogs and 39 cats. I don't have them all with me right now. Some have been homed, quite a few have died over the years because it's a long time. But I still have 3 dogs that I would like to find really good family homes for, if at all possible. And I want to help more animals as I get older.
Sorry, so those 3 dogs that you have, do they have names?
Oh, they do. One is Jimmy, one is Ronnie, and one is Ebby.
Oh, that is so sweet. So could you tell us a story about Jimmy?
Jimmy was found wandering around Cap Estate by a fairly near neighbour. She couldn't keep him. He had actually been seen quite a long time and was very hungry, obviously. He was just looking for food. Anyway, he was brought to me and I fed him up. And I am now looking for a really, really loving home for him. He's a lovely dog. So spirited. He is lively.
All right. So, guys, y'all better be listening closely, because there is a chance that you could rehome some of these amazing dogs, because each and every one of them have their own personality, their own story. So we want to see y'all St. Lucians come on board and help get those furry friends off the road. Now tell us about Ronnie.
Oh gosh, Ronnie. He followed someone home from the first roundabout to Gate Park. And a lovely lady in Gate Park was feeding him for about a week, but of course Gate Park has a policy against animals. So she put up a call for, for a foster home, and I ended up with him. Now he's a very big dog, he's a beautiful dog. I think he's possibly got some Alsatian in him somewhere along the line, because he has this orange hue on his black fur. He has a very deep, loud bark. So he would make a very good security dog, but he's also very loving. He responds to TLC, as I call it, and very well. He has one bad habit, that's jumping up, but actually I had someone here who's a trainer who showed me some tips, and I'm working on it. But anybody who wants to train a dog, he will train easily. The trainer told me he will train very easily. But of course I'm overwhelmed with animals, so it takes someone with time. He needs to be in a family, I believe, the only dog. He's great with other dogs, by the way, but he's no good with cats. He's the only dog I have here that's no good with cats. So only dogs for him, but he gets on really, really well with the other dogs. So, and I will take him back to the vet, because I took him to the vet to be neutered. But unfortunately he had an infection, so I had to bring him back and treat him for the infection, which I did, and I haven't managed to get him back to the vet yet to be neutered. But he needs neutering because he's quite lively as well.
So tell us about that last puppy. Ebby.
Well, Ebby, now I was going to keep her for the rest of her life, but unfortunately she is very, very needy still. She's less so than she was when I first had her. She's had a very, very bad start in life. She unfortunately had to have a very late abortion. So she is neutered. She's a small dog, she's very sweet. But that was her that you heard earlier, calling me, because she doesn't even like it if I go out of the room. And I have decided, although really against what I normally do, but I've decided that perhaps she would also be the best dog as a single dog in a family, perhaps with children, to give her cuddles all the time. She is very, very needy, but she's a lovely little thing. She is so sweet. But I think it would be better for her to be in a single dog family, frankly. Yeah.
Now you see, we have some amazing dogs that all need a forever home. And you see, we love dogs. I can see how much you love dogs, but unfortunately, not everyone has the resources or have the time to take care of all these dogs, because there is an increased amount on the streets, and I don't understand why. I believe that everyone should just take responsibility for the animals that they choose to adopt, they choose to have, and I don't believe that putting them on the road, dropping them in the Bardale or anything like that is appropriate. I believe that this is something that you took on. It's a living and breathing thing. You cannot just dump it. So with that, I heard that you had something to say, something that you typed out and you want to share with the St. Lucians.
Yes.
So you can do so now.
Let me just firstly say that I agree with you. If you have an animal, you have to take full responsibility for it. But here, so many people don't get their animals neutered. And that's why we have so many puppies roaming the streets, starving, hungry, and it's just wrong, for the sake of going to. And I want to help people get their animals neutered, because it's only right, really. Because the more we have roaming the streets, the more hungry they are, the more accidents they can cause, the more suffering there is, and we've got to stop the suffering.
That I can see all the passions coming through. So with that, you can go ahead and speak to the St. Lucians directly.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, unused as I am to speaking publicly, I wrote this out. I strongly believe that we are all animals and that all animals matter. Although I'm not a sanctuary, nor want to be, I've personally rescued many animals, but I wish to make St. Lucia a place of sanctuary for all. A lofty ambition, but one which I truly believe we should aspire to and work towards with vigour. This also means educating our adults and their children to respect all life and treat animals with kindness and good care, not abandonment and disregard as so often happens, creating the nuisance of packs of starving and feral dogs. S for SL means to work in harmony and collaboration with all the current animal agencies such as SLAPS and the Bruno Project to assist these worthy causes in the good work they already do and help them expand upon their efforts with a boost to their funding with worldwide exposure and all hands on board assistance. I believe we are all on the same side and that if we can pull together with the same goal, we can achieve suffering-free streets and make St. Lucia a happy place for our furry friends to live and not just exist. That's Sanctuary for St. Lucia website.
All right, and with that, I want you to let everyone know how they can contact you and the website, social media, anything like that, in case anyone is interested in adopting these beautiful dogs.
Okay, well, they can call me on 718-8901, they could go to the website, which is s4 number 4 sl.tizwoz.com. So that's s for sl.tizwoz.com. And all the information is there. They can donate food or funds. Either way, the food will become distributed throughout St Lucia, because I'm affiliated with Bruno Project, that's Doris, and I shall send some to the ladies like Jane Benfield, who feeds the dogs out of her own pocket on Pigeon Point and the landings and so forth, and others. There are others. I want to supply these ladies with the food they need so that they are not struggling. And I also want to help them to get their fosters adopted somehow or other. It's all on the website. And I would also like to work with Helpors. As yet, I haven't got that link, but if she wants to, if Mrs. Penny wants to contact me, then please let her do so. I'll be happy to work with her on a reciprocal basis, because we should all work together. We're all of the same mind. We all want the same goal, to stop the suffering of these animals. Okay.
And with that, I want to say thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you.
Thank you for being the advocate for those animals. And guys, I will see you in just a little bit. On to number 2, guys, we have Ninja Dan. Now, he went to a variety of different schools, educating and vibing with the kids as we discuss Stop the Violence. So let's check him out.
Oh, well, it's just a continuation of the crime prevention program of RISE. And that program has started from last year, May 2022, and we're going into 2023. With that same mindset, with a little difference. Up to date, we have been to almost 56 schools around the island, promoting conflict management, conflict resolution, and different stuff. But this year now, we've taken it to a different phase. Phase 2, which is called behavioral change. I mean, that wasn't the vibes here today. The vibe here today was conflict management, a continuation of the program. But coming February, next month, we're going to see that transformation in the different schools where we're dealing with the behavioral change of the students, like a continuation of the conflict management, but then the second part as to how their behavior, how they could maneuver through the conflict, if what we taught them to the schools, if they're putting it into practice, and see, well, where we take it on a different level. Well, the intentions we have, we want to use football in terms of on a community level, in the behavioral change where we want to bring out team leadership skills and leadership skills in the communities. In football they always have tensions and violence and quarreling. So we're going to have an instigator in the group, and we're going to see, well, boy, how they're going to maneuver themselves in conflicting situations. So we're going to give best prizes for not most valuable player, but the team that came out with the best disciplined team or the best disciplined player, them kind of vibes. But with the schools now, it's on a totally different thing. In the schools, we want to target the younger students, the primary school students, those we have already spoken about the crime management with, and then bring them in a setting where all of them could compete in them kind of team building, kind of leadership kind of ways, Have them to draw the challenges on paper and see the psychologists, the psychiatrists, the doctors, the nurses, everybody coming on board to see, well, boy, how we could take that to the another level. Because, I've been observing for the few years I've been observing, and I realized that the real experts are not doing the expertise job like they're supposed to do. So we have to take it on another level. Well, I hope to foster change in not just behavior from the children, but change in the families. Because we know where crime escalates from. crime didn't escalate from the streets, or crime never escalated from the music or from the movies. Crime escalated in families. And the fact that our families don't have God or not spiritual anymore, we don't have the father figures in families anymore. So hence the problem where a lot of our youth are offsprings or from the problems that affects our families. One, our fathers are in prison, our fathers getting shot on the streets, our fathers on the blocks, our fathers traveling, having children all different places and they're not taking care of the children. That's the problem. That's what's causing our youth to be on the streets, because there's nothing in place to help them mentally and emotionally. Everything is happening in a physical world, and everybody knows the world is not just a physical world. It's a balanced world, it's spiritual and physical. Yeah, man, bless.
Good morning, DBS family, and welcome to another episode of The Lookbook. And I am your girl, Vanessa Henry Long, your certified image consultant and personal stylist. Of course, you realize that I'm coming to you from this scenic background of Serenity Park. And this morning, I have some, how should I put it? Some advice for my lovely ladies this year 2023. As you know, last time around we spoke a little bit about the goals for you this year. Remember last time I spoke to you about goal setting, and if you remember the acronym GOALS, it stands for Glow Out and Live Sincerely. So you may well appreciate what I'm going to talk about this morning is to help you glow out and live that sincere life. So ladies, I am coming to you. Don't worry guys, I will be coming to you at some point, but today I am focusing on my lovely ladies. Ladies, I have some advice for you this year. One of the things I really want to touch on is how you glow out and live sincerely. Let's first start with your appearance, the way you dress. I've recognized, even just by looking and walking day to day on the streets, I've recognized that a lot of us ladies, we want to glow out, but are we doing it the right way? Or maybe we just don't know how to glow out in a way where it's tasteful and where we represent, like you hear me say all the time, our best selves. So one, when you go out there, wherever it is that you're going, whether it be work, whether it be to a party, whether it be to your best friend's wedding, whatever the occasion, wherever you decide to go, take some time to look at yourself in that mirror before you leave the house. I'm going to repeat that. Take some time to look at yourself in the mirror before you leave the house. The reason I'm saying that, I am wondering, is it a case where we ladies, some of us, are not really paying much attention to how we go out and what we do, because maybe we just don't care. I'm just going down the road and you have no intention of reaching very far. But then again, you just never know when you leave your house where you may end up. So I always say to dress appropriately. So this is my first advice to you as it relates to how you glow out this year. Dress appropriately for the right occasion. So for example, let me give you a simple example. As simple as it may be, I've noticed just this past week walking through town, a lot of ladies are not dressing appropriately for the little things. For example, dropping your kids off to school. You are heading into a school, you're dropping off your kids in whether it be a primary school, a secondary school, an infant school. If you are going to drop them off, ensure that your body is covered. At the end of the day, I am not asking you to shop for new clothes, but I'm pretty sure you have a long pants, a jeans, a t-shirt, something that is comfortable enough so that when you drop off your kid to school or your children to school, you are not revealing certain body parts like you are on the beach. Again, I'm talking about dressing appropriately for the occasion. Now, of course, if you are going to the beach, and we all know we have some amazing beaches in St. Lucia. We have the VG Beach, Rodney Bay, you all know all around, you all know where to go. I know there you can flaunt your two-piece, you can flaunt, that nice one piece, however you decide. That is the place where you can show off your body at the beach, but not dropping off your kid to their preschool or their daycare. And the reason I'm saying this, take it in the vein that it's intended, ladies. Let's bring forth that glow that we are looking for. It doesn't pay much to dress appropriately. Again, respecting your style. If you are the individual who's a bit more dramatic or a bit more classic in the way that you dress, feel free to go out and dress in a manner that would make you stand out. You can do that as well. But my advice is ensuring that you are comfortable. And of course, you will see there are various ways I will show you how you can dress to maintain that good fit for your body type. And that is another important factor. You would hear me speaking a lot on the lookbook, dressing for your body type. For your comfort, yes. For the occasion as well, but for your body type, because that is key. I am a tiny individual, very skinny at that, but I try my best to dress for my body type and also for my personality as well as my style. Now, not because I'm very tiny and they may not have clothes suited for me in the adults department that I'm gonna dress like a kid. I'm pretty sure if I were to do that, everybody would be laughing at me, right? So, the point I'm making here is just to ensure that when you walk out, when you go into the supermarket, when you go into a store, when you go out into a business place or government office or wherever you decide to go, that you represent yourself with high esteem, with high value, and you glow out sincerely this year by dressing appropriately for the occasion, for your lifestyle, and also for your personality. I hope you enjoyed this simple tip, and don't forget, like I said, that was for the ladies. Men, I'm coming to you next week on some amazing tips on how you yourself can glow out and live sincerely. See you next time. Bye.
All right, guys, that brings us to the end of today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it was a very good one. We talk about stop the violence, which is a very, very common phrase right now in 2023 because, we are trying to bring that violence down this year, right? As well as our furry friends. There's so many of them that are abandoned on the streets of Cashew. So let us try and stop that. Now, with that, I want you to go out, have an amazing Monday, and I'll see you Tuesday morning bright and early. Bye.